Quelnir finds himself in a sticky situation, like so many times before. He is naked, oiled up, and surrounded by armed dwarves with ill intentions. But Quelnir was never one to hesitate or waver, so he gets right in there amongst the dwarves, thrusting and poking with his weapons. The dwarves may have larger weapons, but Quelnir strikes hard and drives his weapons home into whatever soft exposed areas of the dwarves he can find. Soon Quelnir is covered in the arterial spray of the dwarves and focuses malicious intentions on Granite, who is soon brought low. The rest of the dwarves flee, leaving Quelnir standing proud in victory. Once the dwarves are gone, Quelnir ransacks the place, but to his dismay finds little of great value. To add to the disappointment, there is a large crowd gathered outside when he leaves. Dejected, Quelnir walks home proudly, or at least as proudly as you can in a makeshift toga covered in dwarf bits. Quelnir barely had time to clean himself up before the Sunblade is knocking on his door. While Quelnir manages to smooth things over with the Sunblade, they leave him with an ominous warning, which Quelnir of course counts as a win. The next day, Quelnir visits Daggett and has a little monologue plotting out his next steps to establish himself as a power in the city. He decides to gain some favour in the city by creating a charity fund for widows of the guard. So he takes a couple of rubies and goes to visit the Sunblade. It does not go quite as planned, as the Sunblade seem to think that Quelnir's kind and generous offer to be some kind of bribe or threat, and poor Quelnir ends up in a cell. How mad are the authorities with Quelnir this time? Will he establish his crime empire? Will he be able to talk himself out of trouble? Let's find out now on Dicing with Death.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. How are you doing today, Ryan?
Doing well. Good to see you. It's only been a couple days, but it's been a long time since we've done some Dicing with Death.
It has been an age, or two, or three. It's been a while.
So do we want to do banter, or just
yeah, let's do a little banter. Since there really wasn't a fro, and many people.
What's new since 2 days ago?
We had
since a month ago. If you're watching like YouTube VODs and you just like came from,
yeah. We had the most amazing thunderstorm yesterday. It was great. It was like overcast, but dry and fine. And then it went from kind of maybe like very lightly sprinkling to like deafening hailstorms with $50 sized hail bits in maybe 15 minutes. It was amazing. We had so much hail coming down and so much rain coming down that within like just a few minutes, the entire walkway beside our house was a river, and it was like the river, and then there was the still water that was like kind of building up, trying to get into the river, and the still water was just filled with hail, just like an entire sheet on top of it of hail. It was super cool.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom that right now, because it's June on the West Coast and it's already like 70 degrees outside and it's sunny and gorgeous, and it better stay this way.
Colorado's weird. You know, it'll be like 95 degrees and sunny one day, and the next day it's thunderstorms and hail for hours. Are you making the best of your Seattle summer? Your early Seattle summer?
Yeah, I was on the water early this morning.
Rowing or swimming?
Rowing. I don't know. Why would I get in the way?
Are you part of a row team again?
There's a club at the university. Yeah, I've been doing that for a while, actually.
Mm-hmm. But you so rarely speak of it. Do you compete?
No, just for fun, really. But for exercise.
That sounds awful.
For health.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, I can't get behind rowing unless it's for like
and
competition.
waking up early in the morning. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We can.
No, I mean, more power to you. You're clearly in much better physical condition than I am, and discipline of getting up early in the morning is good.
Chat was complimenting the muscles.
Yeah, you're definitely getting built out once more.
Yeah, and taking advantage of that student gym membership while I still got it.
Nice.
Yeah. Other than that, summertime.
Time to turn the reggae back on, right?
The reggae?
Summertime music? No.
Is this a song? Is that a?
It's not a song. No,
it's a reference. I don't understand. No, just Neal making a reference to something he just made up 5 seconds ago.
But it's not even a reference. It's just I don't know. To me, summertime has always been equated with reggae music. That's just. I kind of thought you might feel the same, considering we grew up in the same location. But maybe that's just me. All right, let's play some D&D.
Let's jam. Yeah.
Let's jam. Qualnir is in a dungeon, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of... You ran off to get your coffee, so we didn't get a chance to talk pre-stream about what's going on. But yeah, you landed yourself in a bona fide dungeon. I will note that this isn't the first time Qualnir's been in a dungeon. In fact, the Qualnir the First, the character, I remember the character you played as like a 13, 14-year-old kid, like your original Qualnir thief.
The real Qualnir.
Got himself thrown in a dungeon. How we resolved that then, I think, is because we just skipped 40 years or something like that.
I was like, you're in jail for 40 years for murder.
You murdered someone and got caught by the town guards. And I was like, Neal, I can't let you get away with this. And I think the solution we came to is time skip 40 years and just go right on adventuring.
Yep. Let's not do that this time.
We haven't discussed what we're going to do this time. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
But so are we doing this in character, out of character?
I don't know.
You don't know. So that sounds like out of character. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Neal?
God. Well, Qualnir's definitely
I mean, I guess let me throw out a couple of options.
Sure.
Unless you wanted to start. Sorry for interrupting you as soon as you were. So, Qualnir is in a dungeon. So I'm probably prepared if you want to like try and so Qualnir's locked up. Michelle is more or less a henchman, right? So you've got that. You've got that character.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of, obviously the time skip 40 years is an option as an elf.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm just a little worried.
Michelle in the meantime. You can try playing Qualnir. I don't think you can, there's not really much to do with Qualnir, right? You're basically, but we can, So.
All right, so I've got 3 ideas, probably 2 viable ideas. The first idea, which is probably not viable, would be to have Michelle or Qualnir try and smooth things over and talk his way out or bribe his way out. That's probably not going to work.
We can. That's what I was like. Do you want to role play this out or not? And we're doing it out of character. I don't think that's not going to work. Qualnir. So
yeah.
So. So Qualnir's right now in a jail cell, but they're probably upstairs deciding what to do with you, but they're going to wind up just probably deciding to whatever sentence you. 40 years sounds like a reasonable option, maybe even more because there were so many, and it was.
Yeah.
And right, they're gonna. The wizards are gonna lock you up and throw away the key for a while.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what I'm in jail for. I haven't been given my.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Look, I got breakfast.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's not a scam.
It's not a scam. Marriage?
Yeah.
It pays dividends occasionally.
Often. Very frequently.
Where was it? Oh, I was going to say, I mean, there will be a trial or something, but you won't be invited kind of thing.
Oh god, medieval justice is
we could
up.
play Michelle being frustrated with the medieval justice. I mean, that was the in-character option. If you wanted, you could play Michelle. I mean, and we could still do that at varying degrees.
Right. So the
plan a breakout or something, or
option number 2 would be Qualnir tries to create his own set of lockpicks with whatever he finds in the dungeon.
Did we resolve that?
We resolved that he does not have his lockpicks on him.
Did you attempt to roll anyways?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't see a D100 roll anywhere here.
Okay. Yeah. So Qualnir, I've kind of got a dungeon map, but I'm not gonna move you over there yet unless things go a certain direction. But you're in like a cell, like a 10 by 10 cell that you can shit in, and food gets conjured there once a day. Qualnir wouldn't know this, but Michelle is probably sorting things from the outside. You'll probably be here for a little while they figure out what to do with you, and most likely that is they put you into a more permanent cell. Probably more secure than this. Whenever they figure, right? They'll put you into the real prison or whatever, where whatever. Yeah. Right, because you murdered a lot of dwarves, man, and quite brazenly. It's you can't just you're more or less gonna be banished from the city. So that's right. So you can
Okay.
So go ahead.
So option 2 is Qualnir tries to make his own lockpicks. And option 3 is Michelle tries to get an audience with Qualnir and slip him some lockpicks or something equivalent.
Yeah, so those sorts of things are all options as you try and plan your jailbreak, as as your prescient title happens to be. We'll see if we'll see how this goes. So where do you want to start?
I want to start with a description of the cell.
Qualnir can a description of the cell from Qualnir's perspective. As it's a 10 by 10 not cube. The ceiling's like 10 by 10 by like 6 feet.
That's a small ceiling.
Sloped ever so slightly to the center, where maybe it's even a little off center where there's a drain in your cell. You basically just like shit down the drain, and you haven't talked to a human in. I mean, I don't know where you want to pick up, but you'll be here for a week or weeks. Okay. So this is probably one of the first couple of days where it's been like, so I think the first day you woke up and there was food there. Maybe by day 2 you realized it's getting conjured into your cell.
Right.
Once per day, food and water.
What form does the food take?
Plain, ordinary. I'm kind of curious to look up the description of conjure food and drink spell to see what it says, but it's probably plain and not very tasty. It's probably it's.
Does it contain?
I'm thinking
like are there animal bones within the food?
No, I'm thinking it's like a loaf of. I'm like a. Think maybe like a loaf of like fortified vegan bread is what's popping to mind. It's got like all of the essential nutrients you would need, but it's like totally cruelty free, straight from some horrifying dimension.
Dude, all the best flavor comes from the cruelty.
It's it's like meat substitute is what it tastes like. Let me see the conjure.
It's like soy bread with shit in it. Soy bread with kale and quinoa. Ugh. Actually, quinoa is pretty delicious.
Where's the create food and water is what it's called. Nourishing if rather bland is how it's how the exact words there. Cool. Yeah. So I think it's just this like single loaf and water in a bucket.
A bucket, you say?
Yeah, you got a bucket.
Wooden bucket? Metal bucket?
Wooden, stone. A solid piece of stone. Yeah, it's actually kind of difficult to move. I don't even know if it's actually. It may just be it may just be built into the floor. You could try rolling like a strength check if you want to like try to move it. At this point, you've got to drink out of it off the floor. You know, maybe if you drain it over the course of the day, like flip it or something. Yeah, and the bread is on like a little pedestal. You've also got like a cot. A stone cot with a little like down, like a blanket or something on top of it.
Are there any? Is there anything made of wood in here?
Yeah,
at all?
the door is a metal cell door.
Okay.
Locked from the outside with a standard cell.
Are there bars that I can look through?
There are. I think the door is made of wood, but barred in metal.
Fuck.
So like it's a wooden door there's a little like metal cage thing that a guard could look through from the outside if they were so inclined.
Right. Is my cot made out of wood, or is that also stone?
No, that's stone.
So there's other than the door, there's nothing wooden in the room.
Correct. You managed to sneak in some equipment. You've at least got bloodletter by some. Yeah. Some fortune, and I think you're wearing fancy clothes or something still.
Yeah.
But you have no other equipment.
I think that is correct. I think I just have bloodletter and fancy
probably
clothes.
just delete everything from your character sheet, unless you want to try and argue something with Michelle. And maybe I feel like they're going to show up and just take everything. I mean, Michelle will be comfortable. She'll probably get to but like. And we may even need to roll. This is a whole nother problem. We may need to roll, because that's a whole other thing. But let's take it one day at a time.
Okay.
But for now, you've got bloodletter, and that's it. Is that all you snuck past?
I think so. I'm just looking for Qualnir's character sheet. Here we go.
Yeah. So you can try and get creative with fiction, but I think as it stands, you can roll your pick lock check with a penalty due to not having the lock picks. Right? Is that 25? Is that what it usually is? Or am I?
Yeah, but can I pick a lock with bloodletter? Is that a thin enough weapon?
Or yeah, I mean, I think a master thief can attempt to pick any lock without it, maybe even just with your hands. I don't know, like at a huge penalty, right? Okay. I'll let you roll the check as it stands, I guess.
Sure. I'm not quite so eager to roll that check right this moment. Yep. I'm going to try and find out if there's a way I can get some sort of advantage,
improvised tool to have a better shot at it.
Right. What the door of the cell? You say it's made out of wood and banded with metal?
Yes, or made out of metal and
banded with wood.
It's a wooden door, but it's like it got an entirely metal frame or something like that.
Right.
Like there's a metal frame hanging on hinges, and then there's like a metal bracing all up it, and a little metal cage that you could.
Qualnir has a 7% chance to bend bars and an 8 on his open doors check.
Yeah. So you can attempt. I think that's where we're going to these.
Start. Yeah. I think we're going to start with the bend bars. We'll take a look at this door, kind of feel the bars, and kind of give them a little shake here and there, and like do the little grate thing in the middle, and try and
you get frustrated and like hang on it like a monkey and scream and yell for attention, and no one ever comes. Is that how it? No. Okay.
Actually, yeah. First, I want to see.
I'm thinking Qualnir left alone down here for.
I mean, I've done this to Rock Splitter or Granite or whatever his name is. I know the horrors of what this is about to hold for me.
Rolling this bend bars, lift gates for you, right?
Yeah. So I do first want to hold on to the bars and scream like a little demon monkey and see who answers me. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Nobody answers you, but please roll whatever your bend bars, lift gates check is.
No other prisoners
Just
down
feel.
here answer me? Can I shout to see if there's anyone else? I want to call out to other prisoners first. Is there anyone else here?
Roll a charisma check.
13.
Yeah. No one answers your cries for
I'll take that
as long as you'll scream. Yeah.
I'm going to take that as they put me in some sort of solitary confinement because Qualnir is such a threat and such an impressive specimen that you can't leave him near other prisoners. He must go to his own cell, his own special part of the dungeon, and I'll take this as an honor. And then I'm going to roll my bend bars checks on the loosest bars I can find. 7% or lower on this D100. Oh! Never when you want it. All right. So the bars won't bend. Now the open doors check, how do you want to handle that? Because rules as written, you can just do it as many times as you want.
Do you attempt to open the door? I mean, you can roll an open doors check right here, right now.
Okay.
Right? If you get lucky, you get lucky.
D28 or lower. 2!
Okay, so you actually give it a pretty good whack, and it doesn't budge. Do you like keep? You can maybe keep trying, keep banging. I mean, over the course of days, keep trying and banging.
No.
Do you
It's a metal
continue
framed.
to investigate it, or do you just assume that?
It's a metal framed jail cell. If you could bash down the doors easily, I would have done it already. And I tried, and I did a pretty good job, and it didn't work. So that shit ain't moving. Okay, those options are cleared now. Now, from my perspective, Qualnir's perspective, he's got bloodletter, and he's thinking that maybe he can, if he spends a little bit of time and carefully cuts into the wooden door, maybe he can, get some sections of wood out, some, large splinters, and then shape them into the lockpicks he needs. And that's pretty much the only thing he's got going for him. Either that, or wait for Michelle to maybe save him, or wait for a guard to come and transfer him to another cell, and then shank a guard and GTFO.
Yeah. Do you want to roll a non-proficient whittling test for me or something? So Dex at -5.
Whew, okay. Dex check at -5 to craft me some lockpicks out of the door. Oh.
No. You get. I think you get some splinters together, but I think this is what I meant when I said you can make a check at -25%.
Yeah.
And you bring together what you've got. You've got some splinters. You've got a dagger. You've got your shoelaces.
Nice.
Whatever you can scrounge up on you. Maybe you've got a bobby pin in your hair. You're the thief, and you don't have a bobby pin in your hair.
I'm the thief that
Rob is going to be so much better at this than you are.
Yeah, Rob plays characters that are prepared for anything, and I play characters who are wildly overconfident and constantly misjudge situations intentionally. So I would give myself all sorts of penalties and then get myself hung because I gave myself too many penalties and I didn't take it challenging enough or serious enough. Okay, so I've got some splinters. I've got some shoelaces. I've got a dagger. Crack all the bones in my body and set to work doing my best to pick these locks. Whoops, that was a mistake. I didn't think that would roll all the way, but it's a 2.
On a D100?
On a D100 with a 95% chance.
You do the best that you could. You investigate this door and you get all your tools and I think you run the splinters or whatever around the cracks and there is no lock on the door, right, to pick. You would have nailed it if there was an ordinary lock to pick, but it's
magically locked doors.
Yeah. If Qualnir knew I mean, you're an elf. You can roll an intelligence check. Probably also with the pen. Let's see. So this is for sure wizard locked. And you could pound on it all day, but Qualnir's certainly not going to be able to bash it off its hinges.
Okay.
And even successfully picking the lock has been to no avail. Right?
Okay.
There's no mechanism here to disable.
Okay. All right. I want to take a look at the drain in the middle, or I guess feel for the drain. I've got dark vision. Look at the drain in the middle.
So the stone floor slopes to a drain in the middle, roughly circular, some 1.5 feet in diameter, with wrought iron bars that looks like almost like, I mean, Qualnir would know about cement. I don't know. It looks like it's like almost like steel rebar set into the stone.
Okay. 1.5 feet in diameter, you say?
Yeah. Ish.
Hold on, I need a measuring tape. I'll be right back.
Chat is coming up with some excellent options. I like it.
All right, there. Qualnir is a dainty little elf. He's only 5 feet tall. I am just shy of 6 feet tall, and I'm a human. So I'm going to see how wide my hips are, and then we'll try and guess how wide Qualnir's hips are. My hips are 16 inches or less. I'm kind of overestimating at 16 inches. So Qualnir's hips are definitely more narrow than 1.5 feet. So there is a possibility, if I can get these bars off, that I might be able to escape through this drain if it doesn't get any smaller ever. Otherwise, I'll just go down there and die. So let's take a look at these bars on the floor and try and loosen them or rip them off or something with a bend bars check.
Yeah, go for it.
75, which is not less than 7.
This is the bend bars lift. What's the other? It's an open
doors.
Open door.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm doing a bend bars on these bars, and I have a 7% chance, and I clearly fail.
No.
Okay. It looks like the bars are cemented in.
Yeah, like they're built into the to the stone.
Well, I might be able to chip away at the cement, but that seems unlikely.
With bloodletter, yeah.
It's a magic
You're not
dagger,
sure how
but
magic daggers work, how if like you use it for such purposes, if it would get dull, if you could damage it.
Yeah. That's
Go ahead.
Roll a what?
Roll a perception check.
Natural 1.
You fail. No, I mean, you don't notice anything exceptional about the cell. What, just for reference, what's the elven chances to detect secret hidden passages? Not that it necessarily matters now, but it may at some point this session, and I want to keep that in mind. If you don't declare, if you do declare, just tell me. I get a 50-50 shot to find a secret or hidden door.
Right.
But passively, it's just is it a 1 in 6 for a hidden and a 1 in 6 for a secret and a 2 in 6 for...
Secret doors and concealed doors are difficult to hide from elves. Merely passing within 10 feet of a concealed door gives you a 1 in 6 chance to notice it. If actively searching for such doors, elven characters have a 1 in 3 chance to find a secret door and a 1 in 2 chance to find or discover a concealed portal.
And if you're passively looking, you never spot a concealed portal. What's the difference?
Concealed door you can find passively, but secret doors you cannot find passively.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So the passive is just the 1. It's a 1 in
1 in 6.
1 in
for
6
concealed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I need to worry about.
Yeah.
But you may want to keep the rest in mind.
Yes.
How we go about searching things.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the drain, contemplating trying to saw through the bars with bloodletter.
Do I have... There's bedding on my bed, right?
Yeah. There's like a blanket and a pillow.
Do you remember the Jackie Chan film, Shanghai Noon?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna suggest. I feel like you've done this in a D&D campaign with me before. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if chat knows where this is going, but I know what you're about.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
you don't need to go full on Shanghai Noon. You could.
I've got a bucket of water here.
There's water getting conjured into your room every day.
I was going to go with the water in the bucket. Yes. Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you probably. I don't know if you need to constantly keep at. How does it even, or do you just soak it once?
I think you just soak it once.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to describe for the viewers what you're doing if they don't already understand?
First off, if you haven't seen Shanghai Noon with Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan, what are you doing with your life? It's fantastic. You should go watch it.
I don't know if anyways, go on.
I mean, as far as films that contain Owen Wilson in them, it's fantastic. Yeah, I really don't like him. So I will soak my bedding, my sheets in water, and then I will wrap them around a pair of bars, and I need a rod of some sort. I need something to use to turn them around.
I think bloodletter in its sheath is the best you're going to come up with.
That's what I'm thinking too. So I will get bloodletter in the middle. I'll soak these sheets, put them through the bars after wringing them together to make as much of a rope as possible, and then cross them and stick bloodletter between them, and then use bloodletter as a crank, and try and bend some more bars this way.
Yeah.
I don't know if
do you have any sort of
I have a lot of leverage
proficiency that's relevant, like the set traps proficiency or the engineering? I mean, if not, I'll come up with an appropriate stat or whatever to test.
Mountaineering. That's the closest thing I've got.
Mountaineering. Yeah. I think just do an intelligence check instead of strength to rig up this contraption and use the whatever it's. Yeah.
Natural fucking 20.
Yeah. So you find that you're able to bend the bars with in this fashion. Chat's saying that Mythbusters busted this, but they didn't account for
Kvalnir.
Elf magic.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I think at some point we have to take a little step away from reality here. I am an elf in a magically sealed dungeon with a magic sword that steals people's life and gives it to me. Come on now, let's ease up on the realism a bit, guys.
Yeah, so you using your damp bedding, your dagger, and probably a lot more your own body weight. So you probably get the bedding wrapped around the thing.
Use my entire body as a lever.
And brace your feet up against one edge of the drain and pull on one of the cross beams from the other. And you find that you are able to bend the steel in the or whatever metal is making up this drain at the bottom of your cell. You're going to need to work on it for I think hours and go from probably 4 different directions and basically open up the drain.
I ain't got nothing but time, Ryan. Nothing but time.
And this room does look like it was built to human proportions, right? I described it as 6 feet tall for a prison cell, so most humans could stand up comfortably here.
Right.
The drain was probably sized such that human hips would no way, no how are going to fit through them, but they didn't take into account your elf hips. So you think you can get this drain actually pried open?
Yes,
enough, or if you work at it. I have a question for Kvalnir. Sorry, for Neal, not for Kvalnir.
Yes.
Do you want Kvalnir to continue with Operation Jailbreak alone, or do you want to involve Michelle as on the outs? Do you want her to try and get in and bust out with you, or
I think
you want to go for the?
I'm gonna keep going as Kvalnir for now because Michelle doesn't really know where what's up with Qualnir, and she probably won't worry until he's been gone a full 24 hours. Because he's always off doing something crazy. And usually he comes home at night, but if he doesn't, that's not too out of character for him. But once he's gone 24 hours, then she'll start investigating, and she'll go talk to their friends, the Moonblade, the Sunblade.
Yeah.
And,
okay. So we're gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to ignore what's going on in the surface and timeline continuity. Michelle basically can't help Qualnir is the decision you're making at this point.
Yeah, at least for the first 24 hours. After 24 hours, then she will get involved. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I think it may be the case that she is already. Okay. So anyways, yeah, we're not going to worry about. Michelle and politics and your trial and blah de blah de blah.
All right. So Qualnir opens a section in the bars.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna need to head over to a different map. So why don't I just take care of this stuff now? I've actually got it set up in a separate campaign. So let me figure out how to invite you to that. Get your token set up. I don't know what music is playing right now, but we need some like ominous, creepy sewer dungeon music. And let's see how this works. Do you want to head into a break or something? Or should we just...
let's go to our break. And when we come back...
I know this is kind of short, but
that's
getting things sorted out. We started off with such a good recap that...
God, that recap.
Yeah.
That recap. All right. We'll be back in a hot minute, guys. See you soon.
Yeah.